What's up, everybody? So this is my update from Saturday. It didn't go good. Yeah, like not good at all. So it wasn't our night, and it wasn't even close. Like we were way out. The car was crazy loose. We did find the issue when we got back. We were looking at the track. It was a lot going on, and yeah, it happens. You have bad weekends, but at least we got to shake the car down and figure out that, hey, there's things wrong with the car, because it went from A to Z real quick. Practice, car was okay. It was good enough to race and I believe hold its own with the pack of cars. But when we went out for race day Saturday, it changed a lot. So we found the J-bar had basically somehow loosened up and walked all the way up the pinion, which will cause loose conditions and an erratic race car. It's not balanced anymore. So that happens. We checked that, and I feel like, I don't know how we missed it, but it must have come loose through hot laps because it got worse progressing through hot laps. I went out for the heat race and got around the track a couple times, and I come out of turn 2 and I lose steering. Well, going into turn 1, I realized the car's not turning like it should. And at this point, I'm trying to get off the track coming out of turn 2, and now it's just steering one way, not wanting to come back. And I hit the brakes to stop in the infield, and it goes straight to the floor. I didn't have time to try to turn it. I don't know if I lost the front brake or the rear brake at the time, so I didn't know which way it was. So we come to find out the right rear bracket completely broke, went completely around, ripped the brake line out. It's brand new, and it just sucks because I know we put it on. I don't know. It's brand new. The rag pinion doesn't have that many nights on it, and I don't know what happened to it, but it completely kind of locked up one way and then released, and then and then we get it back and we realize it skipped a tooth inside there, or on the pinion. I don't know. So we tried to fix the stuff at the track, and we just didn't have enough time to do everything. So we weren't able to get back out there for the feature, and it didn't stop there. Our luck was just not there. So we load the car up. I mean, it's not tore up body-wise bad. I bent the bumper a little bit because I had to stop it with the infield wall. Anyway. So get it loaded up, and we're getting ready to leave, and the starter isn't starting on our rig. And I'm like, I just got it going. Again, I had to replace a bunch of fuel system problems with it, and the starter's been working fine. We drove it around and everything else, so now the starter's clicking and clacking, doing non-starting things. So beat on it, we get it running, and it didn't stop there. It didn't stop there at all. We're on our way home, and luckily we're only like 55 minutes from the track. It's our local track. I think it's our closest track. We get 40 miles down the road, and we're on 55, the interstate, coming home, and we start dropping cylinders, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So Dad is pulling, he's the one driving home. I said, hold it to the floor and we'll see how far we can go. We were, I don't know, I can tell you how far we were. We were about 20 miles from home. So it was the longest 20 miles because that thing would not go over 40 miles an hour. And we had some hills to climb. So, uh, get on the highway. We're got the flashers on. We're cruising. We get off our exit, and we turn. And then to get to where we're at, you got to go down a hill. It's called White City Bottom. You got to go down and you up this pretty good incline. And I'm like, you can't slow down because it ain't gonna climb it. Because we're running on 4 and it ain't liking it. So he NASCARs it around the little corner we have there, keeping the speed up. We get her up to about 65 and she starts hogging down. So we get all the way about a half mile from entering town and she finally shuts off. And at this point I'm like, oh, but just call the wife and grab the truck and we'll pull it to the shop. Because we're not that far. And because my idea is like the starter didn't work at the racetrack, why would it work there? We he cranks on it and I'm surprised because it fires up and we get fuel pressure and it's running fine. And I'm like, my gosh. So we get it home and you got to be thankful for that because tow bill on top of the bad night makes it worse. So we get it home and that next day I go over to Dad's because it's at his house and I'm looking, I'm like, man, I think the fuel tank, the bladder's messed up, you know, because them 7.3, it's an older truck. I'm like, them fuel tanks do that. I said, the pickup gets stopped up, it don't pick up. I said, and it's converted to 99 electric pump. It doesn't have the mechanical lift pump in it anymore and all that. It doesn't even have the center fuel bowl. It has an external fuel bowl in the frame rail. Anyway, so come to find out, the diesel fuel line that I had, that's why I hate running rubber, but it just didn't hold up and it's brand new. So made out of probably China. It was terrible because it split and we were just losing fuel pressure right there at our fuel filter with the rubber hose comes with from Napa or wherever. I think I got it. Anyway, just supposed to be for diesel. Specification for diesel, it's not. So I got to replace that. I'm gonna put some hard line in it, and that should fix our problem with our tow rig. So, but the race car itself, we're going through a checklist, and that's what we're gonna do. I got it on the board, going through the checklist. I'm getting ready to put on my setup plates that I built. They're not the prettiest thing, but they do work. And they're square and they're heavy duty, so the car can roll around this way, that way. Because when you got a shop that's confined and messed up, being able to move the car easy makes it easy to work on. So, but they're square enough to make sure that everything's square in the race car. Well, they're square to begin with. It doesn't matter. They're not the prettiest thing, but they work for us and they're pretty good. So one issue we're having is the right rear as the chassis lifts up, and technically as it lifts up, the rear end is moving to the left. Really, it's the chassis kind of moving to the right. We're bottoming out. So I need to make sure if I have to move the rear end this way or modify the brackets on the swing arm so that they're not bottoming out on there, but I don't want that wheel coming too far out. Actually, I don't want it coming out on the right, ahead of the right front at all. It's not going to make anything better. So there's some things, like I said, I'm going to get to it. I'm getting ready to put the setup plates on it. There are some things that we're going to go through, and we will be out next Saturday, and we're going to have a good friggin' race day. I don't care where we position. I just want it to go a little bit smoother than last Saturday. So, racing's not easy. Motorsports is not easy. I don't care if you're doing it doesn't matter. It's not easy. It's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of headaches sometimes. You got to have a passion for it. And I get to do it with my dad, and that makes me happy. So I can deal with all the headaches and the disappointment and all the hardships that come with it. As long as I get to do it with my dad, I'm happy. That's why I keep doing it. So we get to work on them together, get to go to the track together. Am I ever going to be any further than just being the weekend guy? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I need more seat time, obviously. But other than that, it just wasn't a good night. So it didn't make it great for us. But we're going to make next Saturday. We don't race tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday for this weekend, but they don't run late models at Highland. So next Saturday we will be out. So y'all have a good one. This is just an update and kind of, so I'm not leaving everybody hanging on the YouTube channel and the TikTok and the Facebook and all that. So I will give footage of the track, of us running and all the problems and everything else out there. But I got to work on the race car first so I can get to the track. So I don't have an entire crew to do the YouTube channel. Maybe one day we will. But y'all have a good one. Hope you all had a good Easter. We did, because that was the highlight of the weekend. Oh, let's get to work.